Hey guys, Ron Devine here. Hope you're doing fabulous as always. I know it's been a while since I made a video for you guys, and everything going on, the holidays, everything else, it's just been kind of crazy. But guys, I wanted to talk to you today about, I'm looking on social media, I'm looking at the news, I'm listening to people talk, and man, we have a bunch of people that are very scared. We have a lot of people that don't know what's going on in the world right now. And they're just confused. You have quarantines across the country. You have kids not going to school, some kids going to school, some AB days, kind of craziness. You have all these people that are talking about the coronavirus. Then you have the one world reset. And what is happening in this world that we live in right now? And it's not an easy thing to say. It's not an easy thing to comprehend because we as humans have been being programmed for at least the last 20 years to get us to this point today, where our world, not just the United States, guys, any of you guys that are watching from just the United States, you need to understand this is not just happening here in the United States. This is happening across the globe. Every country basically has what we have here in the United States is a Democrat and a Republican side, right? Every country basically has something similar to that. And you have the two sides that are going after the other side. And when you stop and you think, when you realize, when you look at what's going on, there is something bigger that's happening in this world right now. And a lot of people don't look at things like that. See, for me, I ask myself questions. I look at things and I'm like, why is it that like every 20 years or so a new disease gets out? Okay. Why is it that, we are been brought over the last 4 years to learn to divide our country, to learn to hate one another on the opposite side of the aisle? Why is it that friendships are split up because you disagree with something that they believe in? But, they're okay with being friends with you, understanding that, they disagree with something you believe in. How do we get to this point where there's such a division in the world today? Okay, so one thing we have to understand, if I want to convince you of something that I believe in, I cannot do it in one sitting. It's just not going to happen, right? Not unless you're already ready to be convinced. I've been in sales for 35 years now, right? And I understand, there's a hard one-call close where you beat them down, you beat them down, you beat them down. And yes, that can be effective. But what's really more effective is when you get them to know, like, and trust you. And you position yourself in there in a way where they thank you for being their friend and selling them something that they may or may not need in their lives. Okay? So, what has happened over the last 20 years is we have been bombarded with media, with TV shows, commercials, things that have been programming you to believe a certain way, to believe in a certain in a certain outcome for your own life that you would not have done 20 years previous to that. You see, when you're programming someone, when you want somebody to do something, you can't, like I said, you can't do it all at once. You have to do it slowly, and get them conditioned. And you have little steps that you see, okay, let me try this. Okay, they're conditioned enough for this. Now let's continue to program. All right, now let me try something else. All right, they're conditioned, they're not here. See, we have gotten ourselves in a position to where right now there is so much division, there is so much hate, and there's so much scaredness in this country and across the world that people are losing their minds. People are not thinking for themselves. People are looking at news articles and thinking that that's reality. But people, the problem is people are afraid to sit down by themselves and say, let me ask myself a question. You see, that's one of the most scariest things in this day and age we live in. People don't want to ask themselves questions. They want to be told what to do. They want to be told what to believe. And when you do that, you are no longer in control of your life. We have this great world reset that they're talking about. Do you guys understand that that basically is saying that they're wanting to create a one world government? Do you understand that? Now, for any of you that believe in the Bible, we know that the one world government comes right at the very end, guys. If you don't believe in the Bible, maybe this is just coincidence. Maybe this is just something that happened, you know. Hey, who knows? I don't know what you believe. I know what I believe, right? And I understand that we are in a position right now to where the end days in the Bible are upon us. And we have to make a decision, people. Am I going to let the news, the governments, am I going to let the wealthy people around the world control who I am? Am I going to let social media giants who say what one person can say and another person can't control who I am? You see, you're being controlled every step of the way, and you don't even realize it because you refuse to ask yourself, what is it? Is this real? What's going on here? Why is this world divided? Why do I feel this way? Why do I feel that way? You know, when you position yourself to not ask yourself those questions, you position yourself to have somebody else tell them to you. And we as individuals right now, we need to step up. We need to own our own thoughts. We need to own our own decision. We need to own who we are as individuals. You know, because you can look at this coronavirus and say, oh, there's so many people dying. Guys, yeah, some people have died. Is it bad? Yeah. Is it the end of the world? No. Is this a disease that everyone will catch at one point in time? Probably. So why do we live our lives in fear? Why are we living our lives feeling like, oh, wait a second, I can't do this and I can't do that, or I need to be responsible? You need to be responsible to ask yourself a question. Does this really make sense? Does it? I mean, stop and think about it. We have on average, I'm pretty sure, pretty darn close to the same amount of deaths this year that we had last year before coronavirus. Oh, just because they're now named coronavirus, that's the end of the world, right? See, guys, these are all things that we need to start asking ourselves. Now, if you're one of the people that could die from this, should you be careful? Of course. Just like you should if you have a history of cancer or lung cancer in your family. Should you smoke? Probably not. You know, I mean, it is what it is. Guys, we need to start thinking for ourselves. Stop listening to other people because you are being manipulated, you are being controlled, and you're just a guinea pig for what they have planned for this country. Oh, Ron, you're a conspiracy theorist. No, I'm a realist. I think for myself. I ask myself questions. I look at what's happening. I analyze things. Why is that happening? Why are they doing this? And when I do that, I empower myself to think for myself. You should try it. It will help you out, I promise you. Anyways, guys, I really, really, really hope you guys get something out of this. I hope you guys start to think for yourselves and realize that, you know, everything that's been happening, it's all a ploy. You know, there's a bigger plan at play here. And when you realize there's a bigger plan, only you can change that plan. Only you can be an individual. You need to stop being part of the masses and be that one individual, because it takes one person to change the world, right? All right, guys. You know I'm here to give you the spirit of increase, because I know if I can give you that spirit of increase, you will change your perspective. And when you change your perspective, you will change your life. And then we can change this world one person at a time. As always, guys, make sure you create yourselves a fabulous day.